The text hit my phone at 6:18 a.m. A photo of my boathouse, or what was left of it. A charred heap by the lake, smoke still curling in the air. I was 200 miles away at a fishing expo, pitching my small marina business, when the Clearwater Lake HOA turned decades of my family's history to ash. They called it an accident, said I couldn't prove a thing. But they didn't know I had a trail cam, a legal ace, and a plan that'd make them regret ever striking a match. I'm Ethan Ramsey, and that boathouse wasn't just wood and nails. My dad built it in 1982, every plank hammered with care. It held our boats, our summers, our story as me kids learned to fish there, just like I did. I abandoned my expo booth, leaving lures and flyers in a pile, and floored it home. 3 hours later, I pulled up to the lake, pulse hammering. Yellow tape roped off the shoreline, a flimsy sign reading "Do Not Enter, Under Investigation." I stepped over it. Diane Carver, the HOA president, spotted me from across the street, still in her bathrobe, sipping a mimosa like she was at a garden party, not a crime scene. No apology, just a smirk. "It was old, unsafe," she said. "Probably a stray spark. Plus, it was too close to the shoreline buffer zone. We've had complaints." Complaints? That's what she thought justified torching my family's legacy? I pulled up the trail cam footage on my phone, meant for raccoons, but catching something far uglier. A work crew at dawn, one guy in an HOA maintenance vest, hauling a fuel canister. 15 minutes later, smoke. 20 minutes in, Diane shows up, points at the boathouse, smiles, and leaves. Her face went ghost white when I showed her. Then she doubled down. "Recording our staff is a privacy violation. I was filming raccoons," I shot back. "If they commit arson, that's their problem." At home, I dug through my safe, past old licenses and fishing reels, and found the 1991 Lake Access Agreement. My dad signed it when the HOA formed, granting them rights to cross our private shoreline. Buried at the bottom was a clause they'd overlooked. Any willful destruction of our property by the HOA would terminate their access immediately. Game on. I called my lawyer, Sam, who runs a practice out of a tackle shop and wears cargo shorts year-round. I sent him the footage and agreement. He called back, cackling. "They burned your boathouse and their legal access with it. This is a slam dunk. We drafted a cease and desist and delivered it to the HOA office." Diane wasn't there. Some intern took it, looking like he'd stumbled into a sting operation. "Send this to your lawyer," I said, "and maybe get a fire extinguisher." The next day, Diane sent a lackey named Connor to my door, sweating through his button-up. The board offered to help rebuild if I restored lake access. "Help?" I said. "You mean cover up your arson and act like we're pals?" He had no answer. Then Diane showed up herself, with store-bought cookies wrapped like an afterthought. She spun a tale about a miscommunication, claiming the fire wasn't intentional. "So you either burned my property on purpose or lost control of your crew," I said. "Which is worse?" She offered to rebuild. I asked, "With whose money?" "Insurance won't cover illegal arson, and I've got you on video supervising." That's when she got nasty, hinting they'd review my permits and reassess compliance. So I locked it down. Reinforced fencing, more cameras, floodlights, and a keypad gate with a motion-activated speaker voiced by my buddy Jake, a retired radio DJ. Every trespasser got a booming, "You are trespassing on private land. Turn around or be reported." The HOA tried a drone. I waved, holding a sign. "Smile, HOA." Courts love footage. That week, a woman named Ellen from their outreach committee emailed me. She had dirt, meeting notes, emails, and a screenshot of their plan to fake an environmental emergency, to rezone my land under conservation laws and bypass my gate. Nice try. We took it all to court. Diane's team argued the clause was outdated. The judge read it, watched the footage, looked at Diane, and said, "Effective immediately, the HOA is barred from accessing the lake through the plaintiff's property." Her ego cracked like glass. I didn't stop there. I rebuilt the boathouse fireproof, solar-powered, steel-framed, with cameras that could spot a minnow sneezing. I threw a launch party, inviting everyone except the HOA board. A month later, the HOA was hemorrhaging cash, members bailing, and Diane resigned. The state opened an investigation into their misuse of insurance funds and shady cleanup claims. Me? I kept building. A youth rowing club, a community dock by invite only, and a plaque on the boathouse. Burn me once, I dare you.